This woman is 38-year-old Ramandeep Man. She has been sentenced to death in India by hanging for the murder of her husband, Sunjit Singh. Ramandeep and Sunjit married in 2005. They met in England. Ramandeep is a British woman, so they married in England and they have 2 sons. At the time, in 2016, when this murder happened, one son was 6 years old, the other one was 9 years old. And all this happened because of a love affair. Ramandeep started a love affair with her husband's best friend, one of his best friends from childhood. She started that affair. The man lived in Dubai while she and her husband lived in England, in Derby. So they were exchanging messages, text messages, phone calls and all that, and they carried on. Ramandeep's husband was a very wealthy man. He had property in England and property in India, where he originally came from and where his parents were. So after they started their affair, they had decided that they wanted to get rid of her husband so that they can carry on and be together. So the best way to do it, as they planned it, was to actually commit murder in India, not in England. So Ramandeep suggested to Sunjit, her husband, that they should go on a holiday to India. So they went to India on a holiday and they decided that they were going to meet her husband's best friend, Gurpreet, the one that Ramandeep was having an affair with. They were going to meet him there in India. In 2016, they went to India. Ramandeep, her family, they stayed over at Sunjit's mother's house. So while they were there, Ramandeep prepared her husband's favorite meal, and she made sure to put sleeping pills in the meal. And when her husband ate the meal, her 6-year-old son ate the meal as well, but her 9-year-old son did not eat the meal. So her husband fell asleep, as well as the little boy, they fell asleep. The one that didn't eat the meal also fell asleep, but not because of the sleeping pills. When they were asleep, Ramandeep opened the door for Gurpreet to come in. Ramandeep started to strangle her husband, and that is when her 9-year-old woke up, because he could hear the struggle. And when he woke up and saw what was happening, he was surprised, but he just watched the whole thing. So when there was a big struggle, Gurpreet came in and hit Sunjit, the husband of Ramandeep, on the head with a hammer. Ramandeep slit her husband's throat, and then he died. And they pretended like nothing. It wasn't them. Sunjit was found in a pool of blood the next day. Eventually, Ramandeep was caught and arrested. And after she was arrested, her lover was caught escaping to Dubai, but he was caught before he could leave. So both of them faced trial. The main witness to this case, who stood on the witness stand against Ramandeep, was her own 9-year-old son, who explained everything that he saw. And as a result, she has been sentenced to death by hanging in India. And Gurpreet has been sentenced to life. And at the same time, they stood to gain £2 million in insurance money for the death of Sunjit. Had it been that this was not resolved, they would have gained money, the property and everything that Sunjit had, because he was a very wealthy man. So this is a very, very creepy case. I would go as far as to say that they decided to commit this murder in India because maybe they thought they would get away with it. But then the opposite has happened. She has ended up having a bigger, much serious sentence of death by hanging. This is one of those cases, a love triangle. She could have just divorced the man and then carried on whatever she wanted, but she chose to murder him in such a horrific way. So justice has been served in a way.